Testing, testing, testing. I don't know if that's any better at all. Testing, testing, testing. I don't know if that's any better at all. Testing, testing, testing. I don't know if that's any better at all. Right, okay, well let me know if it goes wrong again, because I don't know if it's my microphone or if it's the NVIDIA RTX voice thing. But yeah, you'll probably hear a bit more background noise now that I'm not using that, so that's fine. I'll turn my desk fan off and then we'll probably be okay. Alexa, fan off. Right. Okay, yeah, if that's better, we'll go without the noise suppression thing. It's fine. Okay, just upgrade some stuff. Yeah, better put some ants back into the the worker group, the nest group now. Otherwise, nothing will get done. So how is everyone today? I've had a weird couple of weeks where I've not really been up for streaming or that. I've got a fair amount of like personal bits and bobs done, but yeah, strange couple of weeks getting things sorted. But I'm okay. Yeah, John's not been able to stream much recently anyway, because he's busy with, obviously, the game itself, and he's had various things to worry about IRL, so he hasn't really been around for that. But no promises, but he has told me he intends to stream later this week, maybe Thursday. You'll get a dev stream from John. We're doing frames. Hey, no drop frames. That's pretty good. Make sure we've got a bunch of stuff upgraded to 12. Yeah, we this isn't super difficult, but we still have to deal with the spiders. Yeah. What the hell? Let's put down some speed tiles as well, because it's all going to get refunded into Royal Jelly for the next Formicarium tier anyway, so it doesn't matter what we spend at the moment. About as upgraded as it can be there. Right, okay, I think we're more or less there. Once we get our food up to max, we'll just launch the mission, get it done, and then we can move on, rehome the colony, get 3-1 under our belts, and continue our conquest. I think we're pretty much there. Let's launch it. Play it on medium difficulty.
The colony seems to have made significant progress. Perhaps it is time we began phase 2 of the trial.
Not going for any fun, complex strats or anything. Looks like a small area screen is missing on the right-hand side. Like the screen area is too small. Yeah, I could have dragged things out a bit too much, possibly. Let me have a look at. Yeah, it's just been dragged out a bit in OBS. I'll just resize things. No trouble there. Cheers, Hoff. Thanks for that. Should be okay now. I was about to pick up my phone and have a look at it then, while I'm just waiting for things to happen. But my whole streaming connection is going through my phone at the moment, so I better just leave it as it is.
Our raptors will need to put up a strong defense, adding 20 roof ants.
Yeah, there was a guy on the forums the other day who complained about the spiders, the fact that they just run past the bottleneck, and
Continue the experiment as before.
I wasn't annoyed at the observation. It was more just the game. The reason the spiders do that is to keep things interesting. If everything just gets bottlenecked, then what's the point, really? You can let the game play itself, which is kind of what I'm doing at the moment, because most creatures can just get bottlenecked here. No need to go for the food yet, we've not really lost much.
Excellent defense.
Yeah, I'll have to look into why that RTX voice thing was messing up. There's been a few driver updates for the graphics cards recently, so it's probably that. I mean, technically my card isn't an RTX, it's a GTX 1070, but with a little config change you can get the RTX voice thing to work on it. But maybe there's a bit of incompatibility going on there now, but whatever, it's fine. It's only a nice little bonus that, it's not necessary. It's good to know that this microphone's still okay though, because this wasn't cheap. I didn't buy it for streaming, I bought it mainly for recording videos when we do the kind of semi-major updates.
Would it be unfair to help the colony out? Perhaps. But I'm feeling generous. Collect your seeds swiftly, my little ants.
No need to defend the Queen yet. Once the spiders start coming down during the sustained assault, so we're a while off yet before we need to go near the Queen.
Start with.
But yeah, once all 3 colonies start their sustained assault, then I'll move the control point to the Queen, and yeah, the defences can just sit there and protect her from the wolf spiders.
Wonderful victory on 2 fronts. Perhaps we should try 3 colonies.
I think my dog might want to come in. Give me a sec, guys.
30 of each. Rufa, Fusca, and Repta ants.
sleeping.
Good. A little helping hand for what comes next.
If I remember correctly, it's possible to complete Formicarium Challenge 2 with only work grants. Yeah, someone's done it. I'm sure, yeah, I've seen on the forum someone's certainly done it.
I wonder how long they will survive against a sustained blow from all three colonies.
May as well bring Mr. Tesla up while we're just waiting for the spiders to appear, which is kind of about now-ish. Good boy. Good. Okay, I'm going to defend close to the Queen now.
You are doing well, my intrepid raptors, but what's this? A giant tiger beetle has joined the fray.
Right, Nagarok. Yep, done challenge with workers only. Can't remember if I've done number 2 with only workers. Might actually have a crack at that now. Yeah, I saw someone do it. Yeah, someone did post they managed it. Yeah, not my idea of fun, but we've all got to get a kick somehow. Godspeed. Yeah, Nagarok finished the Hungry Spider level again the other day. God bless him. Still yet to do that myself. Maybe once we're done with the campaign, I'll stream myself trying that, and then just kind of like tearing my face off in frustration from the Uber Spider. The flesh, drink the juices. Drink.
Work, my little ants.
Yeah, it was me doing the voice for that.
1, 2, 3, 9, 10 wolf spiders.
Sticky innards, glorious feast, hunger still gnawing, appetite must be sated. It was fun doing that. Originally, John just had the voice of the Hungry Spider come up as tips, you know, on the right hand side, like most of the things do. But then I made that little trailer for the Hungry Spider video, and I recorded some voice lines for it randomly, just for the video. And then John said, "Actually, I'm kind of obsessed with the idea of you voicing it now." So I went back and voiced it, and John added it to the game, and then, you know, we've got subtitles done for it and everything now. That was a neat little thing that just happened. Yeah, I believe that line, cut the flesh, not the drink the juices, but the cut the flesh line is a reference to Amnesia the Dark Descent, if I remember correctly. Which is probably the finest horror game ever made, if anyone's into your horrors.
Yes.
No worries there.
Victory to the Raptor.
What's going on here?
Yes, the ants performed excellently against the roofer. They just staved off an attack from 40 roofer ants.
40?
40. Cool, right, I've got to collect food now before we... Collect all the food I can so that it all gets converted to royal jelly when we
Experiments will be on hold for the time
when we relocate the colony in just a minute.
No more tests.
40? Yeah, the minor improvements I'm sure make things like doing that quite possible if that's what you want to do. Yeah, we're all full, aren't we? Upgrade everything I can. Collect all the food I can. Yeah, usually by this point you've got loads of spare territory to just collect all the food you can, but like I said earlier on, there was a bit of a glitch with the beta that I'm just not in the mood for fixing by backup. It's fixed now in the internal build, but yeah, it does affect a number of saves that were made during that time period, but that's fine. Not necessarily, just a little bit fiddly at the moment. It's this kind of thing that happens if you're participating in betas. You expect issues. And collect as much of the food as I can be bothered to. Right. Yeah, I guess while we're on a kind of a low energy point of the stream, I'll just talk about what's going on at the moment. If you follow our Screenshot Saturdays, you'll have seen that I posted a little video that Liam made on Saturday, which was the bridges, sorry, for the fire ants, which are working quite well at the moment. There's a bunch of things that need tweaking with them and all sorts of stuff, but the basic premise of them is pretty good now. It looks like a bridge. It floats in the water. It assembles quite naturally, and it'll disassemble quite naturally, much faster than it does in nature. But you know, we're playing, making a game here, not a simulation, as I've said many times before. Copy and collect those bits. Yeah, so Liam's been working on that. Matt's recently finished work on a really cool creature, which will be in the Fire Ant update. Not ready to show that with you yet. That's quite some good fun stuff. So that's what he's been doing. John has been really working hard on this free play update. You know, adding the free play colonies to it, and the main concern he's got at the moment with that is the free play colony saving, which is quite a complex thing to do, to save their state, what they're thinking at the time, and what they're planning to do, and kind of the various statistics that go into them making their algorithmic decisions. All needs to be saved, and that's a complicated thing. So he's working on that, and he hopes to get that out before the end of the month. And I know that, like, as a proper update, not just a beta. So we'll see how he does with that. But yeah, he hopes as well, I think, to include the next, not just Tug of War, but the next extra level, which is Adventure, in that as well. It's called Adventure, yeah. And I have not quite seen exactly how that game mode will work yet, but it's an interesting concept. I think we've collected as much food as we really want to here. So could it be the Bombardier beetle? No, it's not that. It's an as yet unannounced creature. But the Bombardier beetle is going to be in the fire ant levels. You are correct. Right. Let's rehouse this colony.
The counterpart colony has been delivered. We need to commence preparation for the final experiment. After that, we can dispose of the specimens and close the project. You should begin transplanting our Ereptors into the modular Formicarium, and be careful with the Queen.
Yes, I know how to use a trowel.
Ugh.
Close the project? Bah! Did you hear that? Final experiment, my foot! I'm in charge of the colony, and I will decide when we've finished testing. There. All set in your new home. Grow quickly, my little
The modular Formicarium is here.
Have lots of work to do.
Let's just open up the outworld and explore our surroundings for a minute. This beautiful Mayan stroke Aztec temple. Get a better look at that. It's like you're there. So detailed. Yeah, not really meant to be seen at this angle, but it is what it is. Okay. Right, on to the purpose of the stream, which is 3-1, the harvest. We're doing it on medium difficulty. Now, I should mention this, actually. It was really cool that he's done it twice now. I've been a big fan, or at least follower, of the Yogscast for about 10 years. And it's always been a little ambition of mine to have our game played by one of the guys. We participated in their Tiny Teams Festival a few weeks back, which was really cool. Where they just highlighted a bunch of games made by very small teams of 3 or fewer core members. We've got 3 devs on the team, and they didn't get around to actually playing it during the festival. But Tom, Angry Tom Clark, who is a member of the Yogscast, the past 2 streams he's done, he's streamed Empires of the Undergrowth, which was really, really neat. And he was playing level 3-1. It's worth mentioning actually about Tom. He didn't read many of the tips, but he felt the game out for himself because he's an RTS guy. He understands how these things work, so that was really cool. But he was playing 3-1, and he was within 30 food of winning, 30 to 50 food of winning, which was really frustrating to see. He was that close, but he got distracted by chat a bunch of times. So it's up to you guys to make sure you don't distract me too much. Okay, we'll go for taunt. I like taunt. Right. Speed is of the essence here. Get your economy up quickly. Try and get a head start.
This young queen has successfully raised her first daughters beneath the leaf litter of the rainforest floor. The nutritious fungus she fed them as larvae is now dwindling. If they don't find food quickly, they will all starve.
Yeah, both stun and taunt are very valid.
Nearby are a staple meal for many underground opportunities.
I like taunt because it was the original ability that John came up with, or the guys came up with for the leaf cutters. It kind of makes sense with their big imposing figures for me.
Of food, and it must be collected above ground. The small scouting party of minor workers could lead any number of deadly jungle creatures back to their undefended queen. They will need time and luck on their side. The workers have located a patch of young seedlings, just what they were looking for. The leaves are soft enough to be sliced up with ease and carried back to the nest. The harvested leaf chunks are not eaten directly. Instead, they are used by the very smallest minim workers to cultivate a nutritious fungus.
Yeah, I totally forgot half that. Yeah, I've got to build leaf cutter, leaf storage first. Yeah, it's been a while since I played this level. Alright.
The ants' activities outside the nest have not gone unnoticed. They are being watched.
No drop frames this stream at all. That's pretty neat. I'm not a superstitious man, but if it starts dropping now... Just briefly open those up for people who want to pause the video when it's on YouTube in a week or two. Right, time to start. I think probably got enough stored food and fungus to bring these ladies home and build a few more miners to speed things up a bit. Yeah, don't jinx it. No, I'm not superstitious, which until fairly recently I worked in hotels, and it drove my colleagues there mad when I said things like, "Oh, it's nice and quiet tonight, isn't it?" And I used to do it deliberately because they're like, "Don't say that. You know what will happen." It's a load of nonsense, of course. It's the confirmation bias that we experience as human beings, but it was funny to do that to people. Right, time for a refuse chamber over here, I think. So yeah, I mean, all ants have waste to deal with, but we thought that we like to keep things relatively simple. Yeah, it's not a pure simulation, our game. So we thought things like waste management, we don't really need them, at least earlier in the game. But with the leaf cutters that have these extra steps in making their food with the fungus, etc., it felt like a natural progression of complication. Like people can cope with it at this point. If they've got to this point in the game, they've got the mechanics down. They're ready for something new to handle at the same time. Yeah, I'm just going to build the refuse tiles anyway, Hoff. I've got kind of a set build, in my mind, which I've played this level a bunch of times, obviously, which I know works well enough. Get everyone out for a short while just to speed things up. There is a lag to start with leaf cutters almost always. Obviously, because you've got to get out into the nest.
Leaves are located to the north.
You've got to get it out into the outworld and collect the leaves, so you've got a slower start than the other species, which is a problem in things like free play, which we are... There's loads of things we can do to balance free play, and we'll continue to struggle with that balance until... well, forever, probably. We'll just keep on tweaking it.
To the unforgiving law of the Undergrowth.
I'll be honest, back to level, first victory was Annihilation. Yeah, and yet we get a bunch of people who claim that, or not claim, who have difficulty with the... Yeah, because the AI cheats in this level. It's an inevitability of this style of game, particularly when you've only got 3 deads. The AI gets extra mages to counterattack you with, but people complain that makes it a bit too difficult to get into the enemy nest, but it's not really. They only spawn those mages when leaf patches are contested. So as long as you know what you're doing, you can bypass that system, and they won't get their extra mages. As long as you've got a big enough force, you can get in there and take out their queen without too much difficulty. Peppermint tea, a little bit stewed though. It's been there a while. It's fine. Okay, right. We'll go with that now. I want a bunch more miners as well before I get onto the media. In the currently running beta, John has run a balance path which makes media far more viable as a unit. The balance path is a good thing, the one that's currently going now. If anyone would like to join the beta, go and visit our Steam, our own forums, or the Steam website, the Steam store page, and the information is on there if anyone wants to join the currently running optional beta. Open to all owners of the game on Steam running Windows 64-bit. That note, Leaf Cutters still have a debuff on free play over the other... Yes, they do. Yeah, we've got to... Yeah. I mean, I guess we could do things like, for Leaf Cutters, we could add little chunks of leaf that you can dig out underground, which doesn't feel that natural, but it might just be a thing we have to do. Yeah. I mean, we do spawn leaves deliberately right outside the leaf cutter nest. That always happens.
As the sun sets below the horizon and the thick rainforest canopy shrouds all but the slightest glimmer of moonlight, the predators of the night begin to emerge.
Hi, Spino Jerry, or Spino Jerry, however you'd like to be pronounced. Well, look, it's naturally slower, Hoff, because they've got to climb the plant. They've got the animation of picking it up, which cutting the leaf, which is much longer than just picking up a seed or a piece of honeydew or such like. And then they've got to climb back down the plant. So they have to travel further and spend longer doing it. It's just naturally how they are. We could speed up all those animations, but to be honest, you know what? I like the natural feel that they have. It's one of the best things about leaf cutters is just how cool they look carrying leaves around and cutting them and climbing up and down the plants. I thought it was awesome when I first saw that system that Matt's made. The whole virtual cart system. It's really, really clever stuff. It's not really an extension of the current movement code. It's kind of ants leave the playing arena once they start to climb a plant. Because they're not on the tile grid anymore, and they complete the animation, get the leaf, come back down. Until they come back down, then they're not actually on the playing field. They can't be seen or interact with other creatures, which works fine for this. But it does kind of limit what we can do with that system. We can also use it for the Titan climbing system, which we do, which will be another thing added in the Fire Ant update. Not just Titan climbing as well. Lots of relatively large but not Titan-sized creatures will be climbable by ants as well. I think John's detailed that in streams before. Okay, should we think about getting a few mages? We can get a few media, I think. We don't need that many. Like I say, they're not the most efficient units right now. They're far better in the upcoming balance change, but yeah, they're still they're much better fighting units than the miners are. Little stopgap until we can get some mages once we get the economy really going. It's not that far off. Worm spool leaves entirely underground as they start to fade, so they can eat them. As do some other critters, if I remember right. So uncovering a little bit wouldn't be that immersion breaking. I'll talk to John about it. It's ultimately up to him. We could probably move on a bit to greener pastures if we go over here now. Workers are poisoned. Yeah, that's because they've been upgrading the refuse chamber has been upgraded. They it's far enough away that they won't walk in there unless they're upgrading. But a couple of them will die. Some of them will just be slowed and lose some health for a while. It's fine. Right, when the media come online properly, we'll really start harvesting the big chunks. In fact, I'm going to upgrade the leaf storage now because we're about to speed up our economy. Okay, lots of leaves coming in. Once we can get that converted to fungus, we can get one more media. John pronounces it media. I don't know if there's a strict right or wrong there. Fine, the harvest rate is entirely fine given what they are, what they harvest, and you can certainly overcome your initial eco-imbalance in the standard game. Leaf cutters aren't viable for trying your hand at attack waves. No, I wouldn't. To be honest, I don't like attack waves anyway. But I know some people do. Yeah, I wouldn't play leaf cutters with attack waves at the moment. Yeah, it just you'd be overwhelmed too quickly. Yeah. I mean, it kind of goes to show, really, how how would different ant species cope with each other in their own ecosystem. In real life, I don't know. Do leaf cutters take longer to get going in real life? Probably not. Oh, my mate Paul is playing Marvel's Avengers, which I don't really have much interest in, to be honest. Yeah, let's think about mages now. Probably want a few more miners as well, just for the extra minims. Right, I'm a bit behind the opponent at the moment, which is fine at this point in the game. It's kind of expected to be. But as the game progresses and you get closer to the goal, they really taper off with their abilities to work out where the best harvesting sites are. Now, we've been lucky enough not to encounter any enemies yet, any jumping spiders, etc. We've harvested most of here. We'll get these leaves before we go to the midpoint there, where there's a harvestman. Yeah, it's a really terrible game with really terrible implementation of QuickTime events. I think the only game where I've ever seen it be acceptable to use QuickTime events as a full-on game mechanic is the story mode of Mortal Kombat, because who cares? Yeah, it looked kind of generic to me when I saw the Marvel's Avengers game. I watched a few people stream it.
And the creatures of the night
I watched Moist Critical stream it, and then I watched
for the ants, however,
Maximilian Dude stream it, and they just seem to be like, yeah, that's kind of cool, I guess. Yeah, that's all right. And then,
there is no time for rest.
It does interest me, and the voice actors are nowhere near as good, obviously, as the movie stars are. So if they're not going to get the movie stars for it, what's the point, really?
A brightly patterned jumping spider.
I can't see Iron Man as anyone apart from RDJ.
This expert solo hunter combines extreme agility with incredible forward vision, allowing it to pounce on unsuspecting prey with pinpoint accuracy.
Have we found a jumping spider?
The battle has begun.
Shouldn't be too much of a problem. Yeah, we've got some media about. Right, let's go for mid then. Let's come up this way. No, up this way. Let's tackle mid.
The leafcutters have raised their first major ant. Its swollen head is filled with muscle to power its crushing
encountered a mantis as well, have we?
Few stand against it in combat and escape unscathed. This champion warrior will make a fine addition to the colony. One of the ants has fallen prey to a young leaf mimic praying mantis.
Can't remember, are there adult mantises on this level?
Can ensnare and impale victims with lightning speed.
Is it just the little babbies that we see? Yeah, we definitely need some more. Yeah, definitely need some more refuse at the moment. Yeah, we're going to have to we'll sacrifice a few workers to dig out the refuse chamber a bit more and upgrade it as we start having the majors come online. They produce a lot of waste. Big girls that they are. Ooh, what am I doing? No. You stay there. Okay, it won't be long before we have to start really kind of harassing the enemy supply lines to kind of get them to back off, and that's how we disrupt them and slow them down. They back off, we collect some of their food, we get away from them before they counter-attack. And we just keep that harassing tactic up until the level ends. So where are their lines at the moment? They're up here, so if we come over here now and just start bullying them a bit, and then collect some of their leaves.
These leaves
then they'll back off.
The leaf cutters will generally not attack unless provoked. But
we can collect some of their leaves, and before they come back with their mages to reinforce, we'll just get out of the way, and they'll be like, "What was that?" Let's collect some of their leaves.
Leaf cutters aren't the only ants nearby.
Oh, we've got some trap jaws about as well.
Joust for territory. Odontomachus bowery trap jaws.
Quite dangerous, actually. At least we've got a major coming nearby.
They can be found hunting alone or in small packs for vulnerable invertebrates to take back to their nest. They use snapping jaws to bludgeon their targets, exerting 300 times their body weight in a single blow.
That's a media, sorry. Yeah, let's disrupt some more supply lines. Let's come up here, where these I remember back when I played Leafcut missions for the first time, and how I sometimes place pheromone markers underground via the minimap. Sometimes put them in refuse chambers. Yeah, it took me ages to work out. Someone wasn't. I don't think English was their, anything first, second, or third language, and they were having trouble explaining to me that everything just dies on one of the forums. And it took me literally, an hour and a half to work out that they were just walking everything through refuse chambers. But we got there in the end.
A fight has broken out over the harvesting rights to a sapling.
Yeah, we're just going to casually take some of this food here. Speaking of which, we've got loads of food. We can get a full load of mages now, which is lovely. All 7 mages. Which is probably enough for this level, to be honest. Which reminds me, I need to do another 3v1 challenge this week. Army Ants only for the win. Yeah, fun playing with the AI. Yeah, like I say though, yeah, it's the major task there now for John, really, apart from just continuously improving how clever the AI is to get it all savable. And he really wants that done for the end of the month. I think he's probably likely...
Leaf cutters have retreated from
there you go, they've retreated, so we'll just for maybe... I think you've got about a minute before the counter-attack returns.
But they'll soon be back, and in greater numbers.
Little Star Trek reference for you there. Yeah, keep an eye on their nest. As soon as you start to see the reinforcements come out, then we'll just back off. And go back to mid. See, we're closing the gap quite a bit more than we were now. I think we use the reinforcements. No, here are the reinforcements. Time to back off. Run away. Run away. Back down here.
The battle has begun.
Did I say Star Trek? Yeah, Star Wars is what I meant. Yeah, losing some geek cred there, definitely. I'll have to tell Matt about that. Just a little tile that needs repainting there. Okay, let's have a think. Well, let's come up on this side now. A couple of spiders to deal with about. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, we'll let them start harvesting again, and then in a few minutes' time we'll go and harass them again. Once we've collected some from this site. Got a bit more money to spend.
The ants will fight to the death.
Let's upgrade a couple of mages. And maybe get a few more. I don't want to disturb stuff underground. If you can avoid it, you don't want to
its long, slender legs
be killing things as leaf cutters because they don't eat stuff. You don't get any advantage from it apart from just stopping them bothering you.
A stern response will be needed to drive this striding nuisance away.
Yeah, the harvestman has gone away. He's lost a leg, so that's no problem anymore.
Decides to make a swift exit.
Yeah, so let's harass them again at this point. Sure, this has been asked before, but what are the odds of being able to place dirt tiles in our nests? Nil. Being able to place dirt tiles causes all sorts of problems with pathfinding, and it puts in a bunch of clunky rules, like we'd have to do a test to see, because the game rules, the ants always have to be able to reach the queen, with some exceptions with fire ants coming up, but they're exceptions to the rule. We'd have to do things like constant checks whenever you place a tile you place a dirt tile. Can the queen still be reached from any ants that might be caught behind it, etc. It's not very elegant to do, and it's not really needed. Yeah, and you're right. Remodeling the whole nest is a bit strong because the levels are balanced around a single defensible point. And if we allowed the players to, just create labyrinthine paths from the nest entrance to the queen and such like, they could really off-balance the levels, which it'd kind of make it impossible to balance. Really, it's not really much fun for us. Not to say we couldn't do something like that as an extra level.
Worms, bush crickets, and
a mechanic specifically for an extra level.
Straying from the relative safety of the trail will likely meet with an unfortunate.
Right, it might be time to split things out into several different... Might get a few more
The
media.
ants must fight.
Split things up into a few more groups. Like have my media and mages collecting leads from one area and then all the miners in another area.
These rove beetle larvae are distant relatives of the European devil's coach horse.
It's fine, they're not
Despite
much of a
a few
problem.
million years of separation, they share the same carnivorous appetite, razor-sharp pincers, and most importantly, a
we just get
fearsome
a
final form.
Yeah, we shouldn't be too much problem there. Yeah, cool, that's fine. Right. Back to harvesting. Right, at this point the AI goes for the top left. Right, so if I harvest from there and there, that's two different lines of... Yeah, lots of food coming in. Let's spend it. This media just dealing with a harvestman all by herself. No problem. Nah worries. Harvest, ladies. Harvest like the wind. Yeah, as they approach goal, kind of when they get to kind of 9,000-ish, they really slow down a lot. And that's not deliberate, really. That's just kind of their AI isn't as good as a human is at spotting where the best harvesting spots will be. Oh, you're going to keep some ants, are you, Nagarot? I've, get a nice big vivarium and keep them. I've been meaning for a couple of years now to... I've got some test tubes in my drawer somewhere. Plastic test tubes. I've been hoping to get a Lasius Niger Queen. And I saw some a few weeks back when I was out shopping. But I didn't have a test tube with me. I should keep one with me all the time. I've probably still got another month or two where they might still be flying. Yeah, I got a few ant keepers in our forums. Like Seraphine is a regular, or he was a regular. He doesn't come back so much these days. Who keeps ants? And there's a few others. Okay. Still food there. Okay, the minor group though is having problems, so we're going to send them up that way to harvest from slightly above, and then I think we'll send the major and minor group a bit further up as well to harass the lines of the enemy. I'm not keeping ants, but I'm keeping bots. It'd be cool to have a leaf cutter colony that you could have like... I've been to zoos and such like that have leaf cutters running along ropes and things to get to various plants, which is neat. Just have a option. There you go. I'm just going to make the vegetation fade a bit bigger so I can see a bit easier into what's going on down here. Pretty much got everything from there. Should probably spend more.
The ants will fight to the death. The leaf cutters have clashed to the northwest.
Yeah, it'd be a bit disappointing, wouldn't it, to put the effort into creating an environment or a habitat for leaf cutters and then not being able to see the big mages that they have.
As the sun rises over the treetops above, the diurnal jungle invertebrates emerge once again.
Right, we're just going to fight them now and try and push them back for a bit.
The ants will remain steadfast.
Just slow them down
efforts.
a tad.
All must be risked for the harvest.
Looks like they've repositioned their marker anyway. Right, I guess we kind of want to go up here now, I think. Let's bring everyone back together. This is the last major part of the map which has lots of untouched leaves, or near untouched. And if we're up here, we can kind of hold them off if it comes to a clutch situation in about 5 minutes. Moral issues with live feedings for carnivorous ants because that's life and it's needed for them to maintain viability. Yeah, sure. Yeah, be cruel to allow them to produce queens that don't make soldiers. Yeah, leaf cutters, that's different. Now, if you've got livestock which requires live prey, then that's not immoral, I don't think.
A territorial dispute has arisen between the Atta colonies.
Let's make our mages a bit beefier. Yeah, it'd be quite a challenge. I'm sure there are people who have kept leaf cutters in Scotland successfully.
A vital harvesting site from their opponents.
Right, okay, we've got a few moments, maybe a minute. Yeah, they're not falling behind though, are they? They're 2,000 ahead of me now. Do you know? Do you know what? Shall we just try and nuke them? The player colony is falling behind. Yeah. So they're coming for their counter-attack now. But the mages here are not, you know, they're mages that the AI can spawn in. So yeah, I'm going to turn off harvesting for now because I don't think I'm going to beat them on leaves.
The ants must fight. The colony has retreated from one of its sites to the northwest, leaving unguarded foliage.
Right, here we go.
Picking.
See how we do. Let's do or die. Yeah, considering that, yeah, I think we've probably had it this time. Yeah, because they'd just spawned a bunch more mages. I think I timed it wrong. Yeah, F in chat. Yeah, I think if kind of midway through the game, kind of at the 5 or 6k mark, if you've got enough mages, you can just get in there and nuke them. But yeah, at the moment they've got a bunch of the spawned in mages because I've just been conflicting with them at the other side of the map. So yeah, no worries. We'll I guess if we still harvest from around this general area, there's a chance we could stop them. We have to stop them from harvesting completely, though. You see, they haven't turned their gathering back on yet. I've been kicked out there. My last ant died. Yeah, you're right. Rip us. There you go.
As the leaves nearby are depleted,
Rip in peace.
The superior hillside at a colony cuts off access to new pastures.
Yeah, when I mentioned earlier on, the guy he didn't understand what the
gardens rot, and the queen is left to starve.
What was happening when his ants were poisoned. I wondered, he said everything just keeps dying and disappearing. I wondered if he was talking about this, you see, the kind of wither effect as everything disappears when you lose this level. The idea is that eventually your colony is falling into decay and eventually just dies away as it gets out-competed by the enemy colony. You see how everything disappears. Which is a neat little effect that Liam added. I wondered if somehow we'd accidentally triggered that animation effect before time, but no, he was just wandering everything through refuse chambers. Right, okay, I'm not going to try again today. I already had a bit of a fiddly time getting the stream up and running and audible earlier on. So I'll try again next time for this. I don't think it'll be this week. John's streaming probably Thursday, and I'll do my best to stream next week, and we'll crack this level at that point. So yeah, okay. so let's just save the Formicarium and go to back here and put some nice background music on, and we'll just chat for a few minutes before I end the stream. Okay, right. Alright, just getting everything up. Get the chat window into... Okay, cool. Right, okay. Any questions anyone has about what's going on with the project at the moment, or such like? I've started working on it last week and the week before. There'll be a newsletter out hopefully this week, if not early next week, for both Empires of the Undergrowth and also Ecosystem, which is one of our other games that we're publishing. So they'll be coming out soon. Right, back to chat. Yeah, but most people who follow the project on social media will have seen most stuff there. But there'll be a few other bits and bobs of tidbits of information there. I'll see if we can talk about revealing at least one other creature in the newsletter as well. Not necessarily artwork for it yet, but certainly announcing one that we're pretty sure will make it into the cut. Okay. Made me want to stream this again, damn it, Mike. You stream it fairly regularly anyway, don't you? Leaf cutters drop leaves in free play. All other colonies drop seeds. Any colony you kill that has food in its tiles, focus those for collection. Dropped food will disappear, drop seeds do not. Could always stream more. Well, you won't hear us complaining. It's cool, yeah. When you go on Twitch and you go onto categories, and obviously one of the ones I follow is Empires of the Undergrowth. I'm starting to see that having, someone other than no one play it quite a lot more these days, which is neat. Yeah, you can see on a fair indicator of kind of how we're doing reach-wise is to look at how many recent reviews we have on Steam. It kind of the baseline level of it for how many we sell is kind of 100 to 120. But if we've had kind of recent coverage, then at the moment it's quite high. It's like 170 odd at the moment, which shows that at the moment we're selling pretty well. Yeah, this background music, if anyone wants it, is it's obviously from the level we've just played, The Harvest. And Liam has made a full mixed track for it, and he's put it on his SoundCloud, which I'm just linking in chat now, if anyone wants to listen to that. It's a nice 7-minute long, fully mastered, or 14-minute long I should say, sorry, 7 is the other one, 14-minute long mastered version of the music from this level. And it'll be this that goes on the soundtrack when we get around to doing it. If I could make a nudge for another performance increase for handling large volumes of ants, it might be needed. With 4 colonies and me spamming army ants, even my machine chugs, with everything turned down to minimum, I hit minimum FPS, but it doesn't crash. Yeah, it's obviously a complication of adding. If you think about it, most RTSs are about 200 units per side is kind of what they're meant to deal with, and our game has quite a lot more thinking to do than the average RTS does. Our ants wander about and work out their own goals and such like independently. So yeah, there's of course there's optimizations to do, and every so often our engine specialist Matt does a profiling pass where he runs the game in a special diagnostic mode, which shows where calculations are being made, and you can see where very heavy calculations bottlenecks are happening, and he can do what he can to improve them. We do it every so often anyway, but certainly I know things in free play like the spider webs the funnel web spiders cause problems because we're not entirely sure what it is to do. We've fixed it once before. It's something to do with the spider calculating which target to go for and the scanning it's doing. But I'm sure that one is well due an optimization. Yeah, Westwood always did well with Command and Conquer, but they are a special case of coding wizards who can't even explain what they did. The first time I played Red Alert was on PC, and then I loved it. So I didn't have a PC at the time when I was very young. I then bought it for the PlayStation. Now, the PlayStation version sucked. That slowed down a lot. Yeah, the web's a kind of priority list to get optimised. I'll mention that to John actually. If it's so annoying that it's easy just to keep the webs turned off, yeah, it does need looking at. Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, it's not a graphical thing. It's some loop there is doing a lot more calculations than is needed. Yeah, I didn't. I have recently. I've played Command and Conquer with the remastered pack, which is great by the way, but my first experience with that whole Command and Conquer world was Red Alert on PC. At my dad's friend's house, and then I bought it on PlayStation later. In fact, I bought it on PlayStation. Well, my brother bought it on PlayStation. But then took it back and swapped it for Final Fantasy VII, which really annoyed me. As it turns out, Final Fantasy VII turned out to be one of the greatest games of all time, so ultimately that worked out. But I did then buy my own copy of Red Alert later for the PlayStation. But yeah, only recently have I played a bit of Open RA, but obviously that's been superseded now by the remastered versions. Yeah, there's also the. I mean, again, it's a case of us. There's a lot of stuff we can rip out and replace with our own stuff, and the biggest example of that is the movement code, which took something in the region of 8 to 10 months all told to do, because Unreal Engine 4 is designed with first-person shooters in mind, not real-time strategies. So the default kind of pathfinding and such like is not optimized for large numbers of units. It's maybe 5 to 10 maybe is what it's kind of designed for kind of AI agents working at the same time. So that is another consideration when you think about slowdowns. The engine that we're using is not made with RTS in mind. So yeah, we have to do a bunch of our own custom coding to optimize things, because the default stuff is not going to be very useful for us. Okay, right. I think we'll leave it there for today then. Okay, I have 9k food. Should I go challenge? Yeah, go for it. What's the worst that could happen? You waste 10 minutes. I won't be as active with EOTU as the new school year has begun, so I won't be posting as many bugs. No worries, Hoff. You've done plenty for us, and you've given us lots of things to sort out anyway. So we thank you for whatever contribution, you've given, and anything that you choose to do in the future. We really appreciate it. Yeah, we don't take you for granted, mate. We don't. But we will, of course, be in contact with you when it comes time for doing some closed beta testing for Fire Ants, and at your leisure you can decide if you'd like to help us out or not. Right, okay, I'm going to leave it there. I will try to be back next week, maybe on the same day, maybe Tuesday. Expect, hopefully, John towards the end of the week, probably Thursday. He should be doing a dev stream where he'll probably still be working on either free play or one of the extra levels, probably adventure. Yeah, we've got a small closed testing group, Nagarok. I might give you a shout as well. It'll be a while off yet, But yeah, we will need some wider testing than just our group. It was a reward tier for the Kickstarter, but we do sometimes have. We invite some other people as well, people that we trust to keep things to themselves and give us useful feedback. Right, okay. Yes, like I say, next week for me, and John towards the end of the week for a dev stream, likely. Okay. Have a great rest of your day and rest of your week, everyone. And I shall see you soon.